When we think of self-care, we think of luxury vacation, wine glasses, chocolate cakes, spending a lot of money on designer goods because, I deserve, reading a newspaper in Paris. You get my drift, right? Wrong. I think that self-care is actually the intentional activities that we purposely take every single day to take care of our physical, mental, and emotional well-being. We were only on this earth for a short period of time. Why are we not taking care of ourselves? Especially as moms, what we do, we take care of everybody else around us. They're all doing fine. They're all thriving. Meanwhile, we're dying on the inside, and we don't even have the courage to say, hey, I'm drowning here. Let's change that. Just a friendly reminder that there is no award for the women that suffered the most, okay? So let's get into how I self-care, and hopefully it inspires you to do the same. And maybe a little spark will come on here and there like, Papa, oh, I could do this. I could do that. So that you are intentional with how you take care of yourself. We're actually gonna break this down into 3 categories because as someone who is very passionate about self-care, I don't play. I take this seriously. We're gonna talk about physical health, we're gonna talk about mental health, and emotional health. When it comes to my physical health, I don't play. I picked up working out about 2 years ago, and it's been a game changer. When you get in your 30s, you're gonna wish you were stretching and doing some mobility work in your 20s, okay? Because when your knee starts cracking and popping, it's a wrap. That's when you realize how important moving your body is. Working out is literally a non-negotiable. You have to find whatever works for you. It doesn't have to be going to the gym and lifting weights. It can just be moving around, I don't know, cross-country skiing or dancing or whatever interests you that also allows you to move your body, break a sweat. Very important. The second way that I take care of my physical body is through body care. Now, I am huge on body care, skincare, hair care, everything care. That's my thing. I love rubbing things all over me. So thank you to City Beauty for sponsoring this portion of the video. I love doing my skin and body care because it allows me to have a moment for myself. Plus, I just love using luxurious products all over me. It's kind of like my little kryptonite. I grew up seeing my mom do it, and it's a habit that I picked up, and I very much enjoy. It helps me feel more confident and just feel like I'm putting my best foot forward. I've been using the City Beauty line because, to be honest, I'm not getting any younger, and I've been noticing some fine lines and wrinkles on my skin. It's gotten more pronounced since giving birth. Something about lack of sleep or being responsible for a new life that will age you just a tad. For the creases around my eyes, fine lines, wrinkles, and discoloration, I use the lid lifting treatment. It reduces the look of droopy, saggy eyelids. Now, this product is designed to firm and tighten the look of loose, folded skin. It has a thick consistency. It's pretty thick, but I think I would have liked it even more if it was more moisturizing, simply because around my eyes and eyelids have been super dry lately, but you can for sure follow up with your favorite eye cream. It definitely helps soften the appearance of fine lines and creases, so that's a good thing. If you have thin, dry, and wrinkled lips, then the City Lip Plumping Gloss is for you. It visibly plumps fine lines and wrinkles. I mean, look at this before and after. It's super thick as well and has a bit of a sticky feeling, but delivers long-lasting deep hydration and comfort. I can't wait to use this one in the harsh winter. Now for the rest of the face. The Uplift Lifting Serum has a light consistency that seeps quickly into your skin to target wrinkles and fine lines, as well as saggy and dry skin. It was designed to provide firmer skin by supporting your body's natural production of collagen, which we know it's a battle as you get a little older. The Multi-Action Sculpting Cream is another product that visibly restores your skin elasticity. It has a matte/tacky consistency, which I wasn't expecting, but that's exactly how you'll be able to sculpt your skin, especially if you apply it with an upward motion. It has an ingredient called Acacia Biopolymer that creates a mesh-like network on the skin surface for an immediate, smoother, tighter feel. Fun fact that is not so fun. Do you know that crepey skin happens to all of us? What is crepey skin? Well, glad you asked. Crepey skin has very fine lines and wrinkles that gives the skin the appearance and texture similar to crepe paper. The Invisicrepe Body Balm targets thin, crepey skin by supporting the skin's barrier and delivering long-lasting, and I love rubbing it all over me. If I can get hydration and prevent thin, saggy, crepey skin later on, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. You don't have to tell me twice. I'm gonna use it all over me, girl. I will put a link in my bio for you to check out these products. The first 100 customer will receive 30% off the entire site, so be sure to check the link down below. Now, rubbing things on your hair and your body is all good and dandy, but what really matters is what you're putting inside of your body. I'm talking about nutrition, your supplementation, all of it, because you truly are what you eat. And I didn't realize how poorly I was eating until I started cleaning up my diet and eating nutritious food that fuels me. You're supposed to feel good after you eat, not sluggish, worse, deitis. All of that is your body letting you know that I actually didn't like what you ate and you need to be feeding me something that's good. So if you really want to take care of your physical health on a wholesome level, it's not just rubbing things on your body, although that is quite nice and we love, but it's also working out, moving the body, and what you're putting inside of your body. Now, moving on to my favorite category, which is mental health. Mental health is so important, and I think it's even more important for you to be in tune with your mental health. Do you know what's going on in your mind? What's going on up there? And can you identify when there is a change to your mental health? That is a game changer, because you're like, okay, what's going on? Maybe I don't know what triggered me, but something triggered me, and you can actually sit with yourself and figure it out. So one way that I take care of my mental health, and I have been very transparent about it, is I go to therapy. I love me some therapy. It's like sitting there trying to figure out who you are, and that's what I love about it. The more you stay with therapy and you're consistent with it, and even better if you have one therapist that you vibe with, that you've been with for a long time, because now they can really check you, they know you. It's a game changer. You can really sit down and figure out what's going on with you, like I said, and also learn new skills, new way of taking care of yourself, new way of handling yourself, and identifying patterns that are holding you back. So mental health in terms of therapy, it's a game changer for me. Now I know it may not be available to everyone, or it may not be in your budget, or whatever the reason. If you are feeling some sort of way about therapy, you just can't get over, I don't know, the shame that you need a therapist, self-development books. You got to start somewhere. That's actually where I started. I started by reading a bunch of self-development books, got all of the tips and tricks, and started applying them to my life. And when I was like, okay, I think I need a little bit more help, I graduated to a therapist. So you can do that, or you can do a podcast, you can do YouTube videos. No matter what you do, as long as you're making sure you're taking care of your mental health and that's part of your self-care bubble, then you should be good to go. Now, the third category, and one that is also very important, is your emotional health. And the way that I see emotional health is what you do to nurture the relationships in your life. Family, husband, friends. What are you doing to stay connected to other people? Because at the end of the day, human beings, we're actually tribal animals. So we love being around other people. And you may think that you don't love it, but making time to nurture some relationship in your life. Like, I know for me, I'm pretty introverted and I don't leave the house, but the relationships that are in my life that are of quality and they've been in my life for a really long time, I make sure to create space for them. I will get out of the house if one of my friends, reach out, because I can make the sacrifice and I know it's going to nurture me and fuel the cup that I didn't even know needed a little top up. I also see emotional health as being intentional, reducing, say, stress in your life, and really trying to live a balanced life. And that's what I mean by making sure that the relationship in your life are being taken care of, as well as the relationship with yourself. I think self-care in general is the relationship that you have with the self. How are you showing up for you? How are you taking care of yourself? And I think it's so important to nurture that piece of the puzzle as well. And once you start being in tune with your emotional health, I think you start to be mindful of how you're living versus living on autopilot. A lot of the time we just wake up and just go about the day without actually waking up with a plan and going about the day in a way that connects with the vision that we have for ourselves, vision that we have for our lives. So all that to say, I make sure to pour into the relationships in my life so that in return, it also helps me with my emotional health. So by proactively taking care of ourselves, we are able to show up even better for the people in our lives, ironically, because as much as we want to take care of everyone around us, if we are depleted and we're not feeling good, at the end of the day, we're going to start snapping at everyone. We're going to be the person that they start turning to and be like, "Are you okay?" And you're like, "Why are you asking me that?" Because, you look like you're a little on edge. So showing up for you is one of the most important things that you can do for you as well as the relationship in your life. And that's why I think self-care is very important. Not just drinking wine and eating chocolate cake type self-care, but like on a holistic level, taking care of the full self, connecting with your higher self, and even striving to be the best version of you. I think that's the greatest act of self-care that we can do by taking care of our physical health, our emotional health, and our mental health. Now, if you're watching this video and you're like, I don't even know where to start, my biggest advice would be to sit with yourself, because my self-care is for me. I do the things that I enjoy, I do the things that I like, I do things that is going to refuel me, and you need to figure out what is going to refuel you. What do you enjoy? It doesn't have to be working out, lifting weights, but it could be gardening, it could be a walk, it could be time alone once in a while, it could be dating yourself and going to like a nice fancy restaurant. Whatever it is that you enjoy, that's where you need to start. And if you don't know what that is, then you need to sit with yourself and figure it out, because you got the answer. It's within. Once you sit with yourself and identify areas of focus, then you can pick one thing that you want to change. You don't need to overwhelm yourself. The whole point of taking care of yourself, the whole point of self-care is not for you to be stressed out or overwhelmed or feel like you have this one extra thing now that you have to do. It's actually about taking care of yourself and creating space for what matters the most. So identify one thing that you want to work on. Maybe you say, every week I'm going to go on a walk. That's just one thing. You can do it. The third tip that I have is to stop saying, I should do this. I should wake up early. I should eat better. I should do this and I should do that, and say, I am going to wake up early. I am going to take better care of myself. I am going to be intentional with my self-care. I am going to pick up a few products from CD Beauty. You know what I mean? The way that we talk to ourselves, I think, is very powerful. And the words that we choose to use, I think, is also very powerful and can affect if we are actually going to take action or not. And lastly, make a plan that is realistic. Like I said earlier, if you decide to go on a walk, maybe start with once a week. Make it realistic. Don't make it stressful. Make it in a way that is going to fit into your lifestyle. What is it that you do on a day-to-day? If you take a look at your day, you'll identify little areas or little slot that you can do one thing for you. Maybe it's a little yoga in the morning. Maybe it's reading a book. Maybe it's some self-care before you go to bed, some body care before you go to bed. Like just something easy, make it realistic. That way it's not stressful, like I said, it's not overwhelming. And most importantly, it's sustainable. So those are my little tips as to how to get started. Just start slow, start easy. But once you start taking care of yourself, I feel like you're going to be addicted to taking care of yourself, because you're going to feel so much better. You're going to have much more confidence. You're going to show up as the best version of yourself for the people in your life. And you know, the funny thing is, when you start changing, when you start prioritizing yourself, other people notice and they start treating you differently, because you realize your worth and they know they can't treat you in any kind of way anymore. Okay? Self-care is so important. It's one of my favorite topics to talk about. In any case, if you have any questions, don't forget to leave a comment down below. Thank you again to CD Beauty for sponsoring today's video. I will put the link down below if you want 30% off, but act fast because it's only on the first 100 orders. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on your way out, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.